Why, in moments of silence, do we feel an ache that no achievement, possession, or relationship can satisfy? In the 17th century, French mathematician, physicist, and philosopher Blaise Pascal confronted this mystery of the human condition. Known for groundbreaking contributions to probability, geometry, and the study of fluid dynamics, Pascal was also a profound thinker on matters of faith, consciousness, and meaning. In his unfinished work, Pensées, he explored the paradox at the heart of existence, that within each human soul lies an infinite void, a longing nothing in the material world can fill, and that this emptiness points to something beyond ourselves. For Pascal, this inner restlessness is evidence of a deeper reality. We are beings made for the infinite, and only God can satisfy the hunger of the heart. In this video, we'll explore Pascal's vision of the God-shaped hole in human consciousness, why it leads to suffering, and how it opens the path to transcendence. Born in 1623 in Clermont-Ferrand, France, Pascal was a child prodigy who made remarkable contributions to mathematics, physics, and philosophy by his early 20s. His invention of the mechanical calculator, his pioneering studies on probability, and his research into atmospheric pressure placed him among the scientific giants of his time. Yet, at the height of his intellectual achievements, Pascal experienced a profound spiritual turning point. In 1654, he underwent what he described as a night of fire, a mystical encounter that shifted the course of his life. From that moment on, he devoted himself to exploring the nature of faith, reason, and the human soul. The Pensées, meaning thoughts, is a collection of fragments intended for a larger book defending Christianity. It reveals a man deeply aware of humanity's brilliance and fragility, constantly wrestling with the paradoxes of existence, reason and faith, greatness and misery, finitude and eternity. One of Pascal's most enduring ideas is the notion of an inner emptiness, an infinite longing embedded within human consciousness. He observed that people endlessly seek fulfillment through wealth, power, pleasure, and knowledge. Yet even when we attain these, dissatisfaction remains. The reason, Pascal believed, is that finite things cannot satisfy an infinite desire. In Pensées, he writes, "There is a God-shaped vacuum in the heart of every man which cannot be filled by any created thing, but only by God the Creator." For Pascal, this restlessness is not a flaw, but a clue, a sign that we are made for something beyond the material world. The ache of longing, the persistent feeling that something is missing, points to our transcendent origin and destiny. We are finite beings, carrying within us an awareness of the infinite, and until we confront this reality, we remain trapped in cycles of distraction and despair. Pascal described the human condition as a paradox of greatness and wretchedness. On one hand, we are capable of remarkable creativity, reason, and self-awareness. On the other, we are fragile, mortal, and prone to error. This tension, he argued, creates existential suffering. We sense that we are meant for eternity, yet we are bound by time. To avoid facing this painful contradiction, people turn to what Pascal called diversion, filling their lives with entertainment, ambition, and endless activity to escape the awareness of mortality and meaninglessness. But these diversions are temporary. The void remains. Pascal believed this very awareness of incompleteness sets humanity apart from all other creatures. We are not just alive, we know we are alive, and we sense that life points beyond itself. Consciousness becomes both a gift and a burden. It awakens us to beauty and transcendence, but also forces us to confront the limits of our existence. For Pascal, the infinite longing within us is not an illusion to be overcome, but a signpost leading us to the divine. Our desires, he argued, reveal the shape of our ultimate fulfillment. Because nothing finite can satisfy infinite yearning, the only true source of rest is God. But this does not mean reason alone can guide us there. Pascal insisted that faith begins where reason ends. While the mind can recognize its own limits, the heart, he believed, has its own form of knowing. The heart has its reasons which reason knows nothing of. Through humility, contemplation, and surrender, we open ourselves to the infinite presence that already sustains us. In this way, the God-shaped hole within us is not a wound to be healed, but an invitation, a gateway through which consciousness expands beyond its ordinary boundaries into communion with the eternal. Pascal's philosophy calls us to live with an awareness of both our fragility and our divine potential. To awaken to the God-shaped whole is not to escape the world, but to engage it with deeper presence and purpose. Recognizing our infinite longing reshapes our priorities. Meaning is not found in endlessly chasing temporary satisfactions, but in aligning our lives with the source of all being. This does not diminish reason, creativity, or scientific discovery, areas where Pascal himself excelled, but integrates them into a larger framework of meaning. In this vision, consciousness becomes the meeting point between the finite and the infinite, the place where human experience touches the mystery of God. To live from this awareness is to allow our deepest restlessness to guide us, transforming longing into spiritual awakening and emptiness into fullness. Our restlessness is the thread that connects us to eternity, and in listening to it, we awaken to a greater reality. For Pascal, the purpose of life is not to eliminate longing, but to follow it back to its source, allowing the heart to rediscover its home in God.